diggy ding dong. I say diggy ding dong go home. Ding dong day. Ding dong go home. Ding dong day. Ding dong go home. Who said? Let your works be done. Cleaning just sight and only He can give you joy. Deep down inside, see the children rejoicing. Deep down inside, Ethiopia is calling. Deep down inside, I know that Jaja is waiting to heed your plight.
Greetings and welcome to Jesse I Interviews. Respect to the original people of the lands on which I record and produce this podcast, the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation. Respect also to all Jamaican people. As I'm recording this, Jamaica has just celebrated 62 years of independence. If you're new to Jesse I Interviews, please know that this podcast is essentially a place for me to release all of the many reggae-related interviews that I've recorded over the last few decades. As such, it has a huge connection to Jamaica and Jamaican culture. Of course, not all reggae music comes from Jamaica. Some of my favourite music comes from elsewhere, such as the US Virgin Islands, but there's no mistaking the fact that reggae is ultimately Jamaican. So big up who for big up. For this episode, I'm bringing you what I think is quite an interesting interview with the Jamaican Rasta Singjay Norris Man, recorded on my first trip to Jamaica back in 2002. When I think about this one, I always think of Norris Man placing his finger on my chest and saying, "Your ancestors enslaved mine," followed by me then trying to argue that that's not fair to say. Listening back now, I'm not sure how well my arguments about Australia being settled by convicts rather than colonisers really holds up, but the reasoning does make for interesting listening. I do find it interesting that in both cases, though, there was no mention of the original indigenous people of Jamaica or Australia. This one was recorded just outside Digital B's studio, off Malines Road in Kingston. Every time the studio door opens, you can hear the music from inside, which is mostly by Norris Man. I'm guessing someone was mixing his songs, but I can't really remember what was going on. I don't recall Bobby Digital himself being around on this day. I did meet him there once, but most of the time I ever went to Digital B, it was his son Calibud running things. I'm pretty sure he was there this day. Another artist called Sebastian was also there. I knew him from a song or two on the Flames label, and Norris Man made a point of introducing him towards the start, as you'll hear. Race debates aside, I really do like this interview. Plenty of singing, which is always a good thing, and my knowledge and appreciation of his music helped as well. Let's get into it. Jesse I interviews Norris Man in Kingston, Jamaica in 2002. Alright, check 1, 2, check 1. If you just say a couple words and make sure it sounds alright.
Yeah, righteousness. Haile Selassie.
Alright, that's cool. So the radio show I do is called Chant Down Babylon. I think I said to you the other night, we just play conscious music.
You know this artist? His name is Sebastian.
Sebastian? No, I don't know. Respect. Just pure conscious music. No slackness, negative lyrics. Like I said, I've been playing your tunes for years, as long as I've been on radio.
Yeah. How long you working with it?
Been doing it for 5.5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah. So even in the first year, when I first got that tune Rasta Man.
Yeah.
So I'll just read a little intro to it like it's going to air live, but I'll edit it before I broadcast it. So if there's anything, if you say something and you think, no, you don't want me to broadcast it, just tell me and I'll leave it out. I can do that. Alright. Right now I'm at Digital B Studio in Kingston, Jamaica with the man Norris Man. Thank you for joining me here on Chant Down Babylon.
Give thanks. Haile Selassie.
Yes, so I always like to start my interviews, Norris Man, at the beginning. A little bit of background information. So if you can tell us a little bit about where you were born, what life was like growing up there.
Well, I was born into the Trenchtown part of town, the downtown area, where you have the shacks, the real ghetto, And I was born on 12th Street, Where I once started out my career is when I moved up to the Jonestown area.
Right.
Slipen Road, Tarrington Lane.
Okay.
We have a lot of sound systems play around, like some on Wednesday, some on Thursday, some on Friday.
Yeah.
So
what sort of sound systems?
Yeah, sound system like Human Promotion, Racing Bally with Shade to Bionic Steve, Stax International,
Yeah.
And you have sounds like, there are not sounds that fully established, but there are sounds that play at the corners every weekend, you know.
Same.
And that is how I get my vibe, you know, because I remember going to school at a tender age at a primary school and was doing my end of year party, and they chose me to go and sing, you know.
Right.
And my teacher tell me that, hey, you have a nice voice, you know. I think, you know, you should try singing, and you know. But I'm on the like the DJ from a long time, so it's like I'm on the boat too, so as a blame, you know.
Yeah.
So my friends in the ghetto where I'm from, they always say, come Norris Man, there's a song playing up there, let's go, you know. Let's go all a vibe, you know. But I was so short that they had to put me up on a Guinness box, you know. And to stand, you know, and then I have the mic in my hand, you know. And
How old were you?
Like 11 years old.
Right.
And I remember my first lyrics. Well hungry, me go a green grocery. 2 tin of milk, $2.50. 2 pound of flour, $1.20. You know. And from there, you know, start writing my little stuff. And you know, I remember when I only have 10 lyrics. You know. Yeah. And then, you know, it grows and you go on and on. You know.
Yeah.
My first song I ever voiced, you know,
What was that?
at that time was in 1993.
7.
Yeah, for a bridging called Sherman Clutcher.
Right.
Arabic label, you know.
What was that tune?
In those days, it was like a sort of girly stuff.
Yeah.
New lick, girl you a feel it. No matter what them say, you look fantastic. New lick, girl you a feel it. No matter what them say, you look fantastic. You know, and that was the thing, you know.
Yeah. Was
Most
that like
producers.
Punani rhythm around that time? Was that
There,
a bit later?
No. At that time there was a rhythm called Bogle,
Oh yeah.
which Buju Banton done, and you know, most of these producers would like copy the rhythm, you know. And that vibe would be in the dance hall, so
Right.
you know, that was the time where, you know, I start,
Right.
you know, to really push out.
How did you actually come to record that? How did you come to voice that single and have that put out?
Well, as I said, back in those days, it's like a leading DJ would be a DJ who DJ about the girls, you know.
Yeah.
And then I man don't really move to slackness because that is not my thing. So I would have to put my lyrics in my way and, you know, how to make the girl them feel nice and feel happy about it, you know. So I'm telling this girl that new lick, meaning she have the brand new stuff, you know. She don't wear old things, you know. And when you like the new lick, then all the girls have to be in it, you know. So when I come about with the idea, I said, yeah, you know, it could work, and bam bam on voice, you know. But as times pass and the days go, that is just one record, you know.
Yeah.
And that, you know, pass off.
So where did you go from
My
there?
second record was for GG Records.
Yeah.
You know.
Is that Alvin Wrangler?
No.
Different GG.
It's like GG, you know, is a producer who produces old stuff like Dennis Brown, Gregory Isaacs.
Yeah.
You know, most of those old artists.
Yeah, I know.
So he has foundation rhythms.
Yeah.
So I would go there up on those rhythms because I'm a very creative artist, you know.
Yeah.
I have a sing-J type of vibes where,
Yeah.
you know, I blend the two. So I've been using that for years, you know, and that give me a vibe, you know.
Yeah.
And what really happened, it never worked there, and we move on, 1994 to 95, Buju Banton built a studio called Cell Block 321, and that is where everything started again. And you know, my next song, that was my fourth song, it was called Love and Affection, you know. Gather your love, sweet, sweet love and affection. You change me world and fill my life with correction. Your love, sweet, sweet love and affection. You change me world and fill my life with correction. Caught up in the rapture of love, wake you in. I love to really start my life all over again, you know. And there, hanging out, you know, until I met Star Trail, you know.
Right.
Richard Bell, you know. What would happen, they would come to the studio and they book studio time and they work. I would be the artist who hang out, you know, looking out for every opportunity that is there, you know. And I walked up to Mr. Bello and, you know, we were reasoning and said, hey, I want to voice a song for you, you know.
Right.
And he said, one day, man, when the time is right, you know. And I was there just one day and then he put up a rhythm and have the rhythm there. And he said, you're ready for that rhythm? But then, when he asked me if I was ready for that rhythm, I wasn't ready by having something penned down.
Right.
I was ready from here, you know.
Sure.
So once I hear the rhythm, bam, here I go, you know. And it goes on until I met Haile Dread, Kings of Kings,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
who is my official record label,
Right.
which I'm with right now. And you know, been voicing for Kings of Kings for some time until I come up with this song called Persistence is to try, throughout this precious time. You can't give up the fighter. Jah is the way to life. All when you down and in distress, never make Babylon know your weakness. All when your burden is serious, never let them know.
Yeah. Persistence as well. Persistence is
Yeah,
like
you
Bad
know.
Road is the other one.
Yeah, and
early on.
it all happened there, you know,
Yeah.
because what happened from this song called Persistence, it was a title of the album called Persistence, you know.
Yeah.
And other song came about, you know, like Woman of Patience, them never want to see we strive, so them say talk bad road, hold on to your faith, give just a praise. You know, undiluted love I have for you. Yeah, yeah, nothing can change it. You cannot live amongst the Eden. Anthony Red Rose, you know, combination. I come down with my part. When you see the Eden, the rage just part. Earth go defile King Selassie, I rat. And when the Emperor rat, earth bust up in a half. Them no love to see me face when progress they start. Enough can't achieve, so them say John fault. Once bit, no twice shy, strange things after dark. You know.
And Bright Days is on that as
Bright days are ahead for you and for me. Bright days are ahead. You know, and yeah, my career has taken me to a next heights, where a next level where I see, this is opportunity. Yeah, it's possible, it can work and it can happen. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, with the movements of Rastafari and you know, being a different man, being born again. That is also a major change, you know, in my life, you know.
So when did you first start up Rastafari?
Well, in 1995, you know, because what really happened, doing the same thing in the music and being seeing so much great prophets and great kings in the music that come about and make their sacrifice. They were all Rasta man, you know. And then we lost an artist called Panhead, you know.
Yeah.
Which was very special to us, you know.
Right.
And we know that Babylon instigates something for him, you know, and cause him to die, just like Martin Luther King, Bob Marley, and all those rest artists.
Peter Tosh, same way.
Yeah, so Rastafari was always my thought and think about him, but to hold him as the Most High and the Creator, you know, and the life giver for I and I, you know, is in the Bible.
Yeah.
You know, my knowledge of the conquering lion was in the Bible, you know, and being a reader of Bible. Yeah, that's where everything manifests, you know.
Yep.
And I begin to know myself, you know, and find myself, who I really am, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, that's how it happened. You know, a different change. You know, even on my second album called Better Your Soul, where I tell you, change of life, it is good, and the best is for me and you. Out in the busy world, people are being confused. Many go down and under because of the things they do. So when you are in success, remember the road you choose. Do good to others and good to live unto you. Because in change of life it is good, and the best is for me and you. You know?
Right, so that song you're singing about the change.
Yeah, the changes that you make in life, you know.
Yeah.
And if you are doing the wrong, you know, and you're gonna make a change, it must be the right. So a change of life is good.
Yeah.
For the best is for me and you know. So it is good for every man to make a change, you know, step up, you know.
Yeah. And of course the album you're talking
You know,
about there is Better Your Soul.
Better Your Soul,
on the
you
Jar
know.
Scout label.
Yeah.
How did you come to record that label? He's a San Francisco based
Well,
producer, right?
After I started going to San Francisco, because the producer that produced the song called Hold On To Your Faith, he's a producer that produced the album, you know, so
Yeah.
from the very first day we link up and we voice that song Hold On To Your Faith.
Yeah.
That's when we have a concrete link. So what happened, for me to do some of my music, he would send for me in California, you know, and then we would go to Oakland, you know.
Yeah.
That's where you have the most high-tech studios and
Right.
the rap artists and all those hip-hop artists come about, you know. And I also have a combination with a member from the Digital Underground group called Money B, you know.
Okay.
A song called She Grooves on the same album,
Right, yeah.
you know. So being in California and seeing all these different places, I know what it's like being around here, and you know, I try to put my message in a more of their way for them to get across, you know. Not difficult for them, so I say, alright, a little bit of country and western, R&B flavor, hard reggae, yeah, a little hip hop, you know, and my message is straight Rastafari, no matter what kind of rhythm. And you know, it also make a difference for Norris Man. Know that Norris Man can create and his ability is unlimited, you know. So my creativity is unlimited, and you could hear me like a jazz, sometimes you could hear me like a blues, you could hear me, you know. Yeah, give them on the R&B, you know. Give them on the hip hop, you know.
Well, there were some songs on that were like acoustic songs, so particularly.
Every individual song is a different flavor.
Yeah.
You know.
Was it?
Silently, Father.
Hear these words. Yeah, is that the one?
Silently, Father.
Yeah,
observe thy words and keep thy promises and go to the earth while we pray. Give thanks and praises for our love. Wouldn't you wouldn't you care for those who needed the love? Yeah, man.
That's what I call a goosebump tune. When I hear that tune, it puts shivers down my spine.
Yeah.
So that was a big tune. That's one thing I want to ask you about. It seems there's so much emotion in your performing. Like I think when it comes to in reggae, I don't think there's too many more people that sing with as much emotion as you. Where does that come from?
Well, that is an inborn thing, you know, and it's unexplainable because it is a gift from the Almighty. Yeah. But then, I would never do something and my 100% is not there.
Yeah. Full commitment.
Yeah, and then I have to be feeling it. Yeah. Meaning, sometimes tears come from my eyes, man. That's how to feeling it. That's what I do best.
That's what it sounds like sometimes.
Yeah.
Too. It sounds like you can hear those tears, right?
Yeah, and the work that I'm trying to accomplish, this is where Bob left it. We should take it on.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I've been around the world and you know, I perform for a lot of white people and I see their emotions and their feelings. And you know,
feel the same
I revive them with the reggae, you know? Yeah, because what really happened, they know slavery and they know what their foreparents has done to us. So if we compromise with them, they will never know the truth. I have to give them the truth and make them know that no, slave master, go down. You know, and they know because they know the truth.
Yeah.
So
well, it's actually like Jamaica and Australia have a similarity. Speaking of slavery, and it's not the same because I don't know if you're aware, but Australia was colonised. It's only been colonised a couple hundred years, and it was colonised by like a lot of Irish and poor people from Ireland.
What really happened, even in Canada.
Yeah.
Even in Canada, you know, because the Indians, they just get rights for certain things, like in their town, maybe they don't pay tax for things and stuff like that. But what really happened, those land belong to the Indians, you know, and the white man come in and take care of these lands. So most countries were up under slavery, because remember Hitler, you know, and America now is the third world ruler. The ruler of today, trying to rule the world.
Trying to take money out of it.
Yeah, so what really happened, you know, most people have their way of slavery, but then everyone compensation, you know, is free. Like you could travel here on your passport, you don't need a visa. Yeah. But for me to come to where you live, I have to use a visa. True. And it shouldn't be like that.
For real. Yeah. I know what you're saying. For me, like America talks about free trade and fair trade, but there's no fair exchange of people. You can't travel to America for that free trade. It's okay if they're taking stuff, they're happy, but they won't take people.
Well, what really happened, you know, you see, you're in slavery now. I am in slavery now. And yet still, sometimes I don't really recognize that I'm in slavery. Because of the way how they approach you and the way how they do things.
It's changed.
It's no more shackles on your hand and your feet. So
it's now media.
Yeah, so you have to pray for protection and guidance, and you have to beg God to give you the knowledge. To see things that you are not even aware of and you are amongst every day of your life, you know?
See through the propaganda.
Yeah, you know, and Bob Marley shows you all these things, and Marcus Garvey come the same thing. So when I go to America, I go to do my father's work, and I go straight to my father's work, and after my father's work back to my home. You know, I'm on a mission. Yeah. I'm not wasting no time. I don't linger. You know.
Yeah. Same.
I move on. Yeah. You know, but then I know that this is earth and this is Babylon. you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. What about the name Norris Man? Where does that come from?
Well, being in the ghetto, you know, back in the days, you know, going to the movie theaters of your favorite movies that you watch, you know. Chuck Norris was my movie star, you know. And then, you know, as a youth growing up in the ghetto, a man said Chuck Norris and him name you off for something that you like or, you know. And that's how the name come about, and I just call myself Norris Man from there. You know? The name is also a foundation, meaning saying Norris Man and being the star Norris Man today, it reflect back in way down. School days, you know, coming up. So, you know, that name used to hold all these people from back then and to know. So they know, oh, that's Norris Man. The Norris Man that we used to be with in the ghetto, you know. So I just keep that name, you know, and then it make a difference.
Same.
You know?
Recently you put out a couple songs, I know Park Your Gun, Rude Boys, big tune for Bobby Digital as well, It's Raining Rhythm, and then just recently it was Don't Bust No Guns Tonight. Is that on the Calibud label?
Please don't bust your gun tonight.
Yeah.
That tune is done by Anthony B.
Well, that's Anthony B.
Yeah.
Because I haven't got that yet, I just saw it the other day. But
Okay.
okay.
And that rhythm have a song called The Sweetest Time,
Sweetest Time, right.
Yeah.
I haven't got that rhythm yet.
you know.
But I want to ask you, like, Park Your Guns, Rude Boys, obviously coming into election time in Jamaica right now and things get hotter.
Yeah, because I see it from a couple months out.
Yeah,
I go for and come back and I heard that a Dan called Willie Agat, you know, died, you know.
yeah.
And the way he died, you know, and I see that, oh, yeah, he's a rude boy, but then the guys who make him the rude boy, they same one play games, so, you know, it's like, it's a tap and a dapper than thing.
Right.
Every man listen to what him think is right, and, you know, every man do them own thing. Man is blinging this, blinging that. No man is giving praises to the king.
Yeah.
You see me? So that's why I say park your guns, bad boy. No more killing spree. No shootout parade, cause man feel live free. No big money spend. No big money spend meaning that nobody pay nobody to kill no one.
Right.
And sometimes these guys, they're not physically going out there and doing the work. They're driving their big cars and their big van, and all they do is go on a cell phone. And they tell the guy, say, hey, go get him. You come check me, your money's here. And they do the work and they collect the money. So they think they're clever, they're not clever. Rastafari see right through them. You know? So I say, no big money spend, no shot in and no head, yeah. Every ghetto youth feel live, up here tap thing, up here dapper than thing. Every man a listen to him own thing. Up here, bling, not hear the king. That's why them confused and frustrated. The life you live is the road you choose. Live it good and don't you be confused. Oh, I know the wages of life. Oh, I know the wages of life. Makes no sense create no enemies. Whoa, wait. Long life and liberty. As I say, protect your life. You know?
Yeah.
At the time, when I come from abroad and, you know, I heard about it, Bobby Digital was here and was reasoning and, you know, talking about the issues and the conditions that is facing the country and what damages it can cause, you know. And just like how we reason, that's how we go inside the studio and it all come from here,
Right.
you know. I agree that most artists have to go home and write his thing on a paper and come back and do his thing, and yeah, everyone has his talent in his own way, you know.
Yes.
But you know, my inspiration does come right now and I'm ready to do it. Let's go do it.
Right.
You know, time passes, it'll be a different thing I'm thinking about. I won't be thinking about that.
Right.
You know?
So inspiration from the father.
Yeah, definitely. Then it couldn't be from no one else because, you know, things happen without I even know how this happened.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Well, speaking of,
It's so natural, it's so simple that most men would never really see what's happening here, you know? So.
speaking of you talk a minute about the bling artists, you know, too much bling getting confusing. And
Yeah.
it seems to me there's something of a divide in reggae music between artists who sing about roots and culture.
No,
and
but from Earth
consciousness.
created there was a division,
Yeah.
right? Because good and evil could never, Dennis Brown said love and hate could never be friends.
True.
You know, so it divided is not like something new. Because even from in the ancient time, Brigadier Jerry was doing their thing. You know me I said?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Echo Slackness, them were talking slackness. You know? The only difference I see right now is when man who hold on to the faith of Rastafari and keeping it straight. Let go in a time like this. And even doing worse than they and those who they say are doing wrong. That's the only changes I see make. That evil, it don't surprise me anymore still, but then at the time it surprises me. You know? But division in the music, when it comes to good over evil, yeah. Good always been fighting evil. And the world can't be, you know, he who's a friend of the world is an enemy of Jah. You know? So, what really happened, you are saying bling, 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 that. The world is facing a condition. We live in a country of crime and violence. You know what I'm saying? And yet still find time to say something negative, you know? So, Jah have to put people like I and you know, Sebastian, enough more youth. You know, can't call the name right now, you know, but then enough more great youth. Sizzla Kalonji, Anthony B. You know what I say? Yep. Yeah, just to keep that focus. But then what I say, most people who see and say them know, them go back and them do the wrong, you know? And he who know the right and do the wrong shall be beaten with many strides. So, we don't really know what's really going on here. Is this a great test of faith? Oh yes, it is. Like the days of Job. It is a test of faith. Should I go and do like them? No. I shall not. You know? I shall keep thy father's commandments until the day he return. You know? Yeah, so that is the only difference I see. But musicians were doing their thing, in a sense, yeah. Pleasing the world, and they were selling sex through music from ever since. You know? Love songs are the most rated songs in the world today. Why? Because a few people hearken onto the voice of righteousness.
It's harder to listen to words that make you think and make you question things than it is to listen to love songs. Yeah. So you have to come with a story.
I could make a love song, you know, and then love song is a message.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because if I tell you how hard mama have to work, 24/7, you know. If I tell you about the woman who the man run gone leave with 3 picnic on her, you know, how she going to survive? And him gone. Sometimes police gun him down. How she ever survive with the tree? You know?
Mouths to feed and
yeah,
bills to pay.
Yeah. It's hard. Simple as that. You know? If a woman says she love I, and I give her everything that she could ever dream of, and she in I kingdom, she will see Rastafari. You know?
Every king must have his queen.
Alright. And a woman can't see the kingdom of Zion without a righteous man by her side. So she's in deep trouble. How could she know this sweet life and this nice life if a Rasta man never come into her life?
It makes me think of the tune. You have a tune on the tune in rhythm. From the moment I feel.
We sing the reality and we do the reality and we talk the reality. You know?
Yeah.
For the moment you're feeling right, the moods and the tides are high. She says she never knew it until a Rasta man come in her life.
Yeah.
That's what she been telling her friends, or she may telling someone, or you know, she feel, you know, it's a different vibration.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, what about it seems like there's a lot of controversy in Jamaica right now over the use of curse words. Anthony B getting taken to court, and a few others. What do you think about that?
Well, to me, it depends on what word you call bad, you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because with reality, no word is really bad because all of them use back in other sentences, you know. So if G did bad or O did bad or D, you know what I say? Or if L did bad or R did bad or K, then it shouldn't be used no time else, you know? You know what I'm saying? If you call me nincompoop and me tell you say fuck off, the two of them is too disrespect. No different. You know what I say? You say nincompoop and me say fuck off. You know what I say? I don't really see nothing wrong with that.
I know you're saying.
You know?
Well, so what have you been working on lately? Obviously we're here Digital
45s and albums.
Yeah.
24/7 in the studio.
Right.
Sometimes we even sleep here. Even though we're at home, you know?
Yeah.
But then again, back in the days when we never have nowhere to sleep, then we'd have to sleep at the studios.
Right.
So then nothing new, you know? Because the sacrifice that you make then is that you have to make now to achieve more.
Right.
The moment you move like you're comfortable and you relax and you're this big man and you won't go down there, you won't go to that studio and try to voice a tune for a man because that man should always be giving you money or you're too big to doing that. Then, you know, the music is not like that, the youths are coming. You know? When you voice 3 songs or 4 songs, you know, a youth voice 15 in one day and all those songs are coming out.
Yeah.
You know?
You can't get relaxed upon the time.
Righteousness won't be speak few now, righteousness will be speak many. You know? So what you have to offer, you have to push it out. Everything. In this time, anything you are doing, you have to give it your full 100. And what it takes for you to achieve anything you want in life, perseverance. You know?
Persistence.
Yeah, you have to be there. Always doing it.
Yeah.
And not only always doing it, but going the full 100.
Right. So when are you going to release the next album? What's next on the LP front?
Well, my next album will be called Life Journey.
Right. For what label?
No, well, it is produced by Kings of Kings.
Kings of Kings.
Yeah.
Right.
No fixed date on that album,
Right.
but soon to be released.
See. What about obviously your style of I think is unique. You know, there's nobody else sounds like Norris Man. How did you come to that unique blend of singing, DJing? How did you get your sound? Is that just work over time?
Well, creativity is always the best thing.
Yeah.
Meaning not because we are in the music and we are doing the same thing and we are singing the same song. Meaning you have to be sounding like a guy, you know, or be sounding like some R&B or hip hop guy, or be using these guys' rhymes and, you know, no. Within the wind, the atmosphere, you know, deep imagination, you know. Most people use education, I use intuition, you know. I want to have the power to know all things. Even though, you know, life promises you nothing tomorrow, but I want the knowledge to know all things. You know, that's why I search and find out where the Creator, Emperor Selassie the Almighty, the Creator, Almighty, want to know his home, where he live. You know? Yeah. So, that's how everything come about, you know? Because if I'm doing a song, the melody, no, it must be way out. It must be a new melody.
Right.
You know? It's not going to be a melody. I'm the mountain peak so high. And no. You know? It's going to be a melody like, Jah is our strength, keep us alive. Jah is our strength, we will survive. Jah is our strength, keep us alive. Jah is our strength, we will survive. You know?
Yes.
So that's different, that's new. That melody you don't hear it nowhere. It's new.
See. Just a minute ago you mentioned His Majesty's home. Obviously, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Shashamani land.
Just say one word. Ethiopia is my home.
Right.
Ethiopia is where I'm gonna be. Ethiopia is where I will stay.
Right. So what is a Rastaman, a reggae musician living in Jamaica, what does Africa mean to you? As you say, it's your home, it's where you will be.
Well, repatriation signify everything.
Right.
I and I, Father, the King, the Almighty, organized, centralized, come as one. Repatriation is a must. Yeah, I was born here, yeah. My footprints are not from here. How history was. If you had enslaved us, then we would be at our homeland. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So everything must come as one. It must go back where it was all started. Life must go back where it was all started and how it's supposed to be. So, if a guy is from Japan, if a guy is from Europe, if a guy is from England, yeah, he can stay here. You know what I'm saying? When my time comes for me to repatriate, I'll be going. Well, if my brother want to stay, if my mom want to stay, no problem. You know, this is the life, you know. Oh, I must live.
Yeah.
Find the place where I am from. Build on that. You know, bring all my things, all my sources. Whatever you name it. Build that big mansion, build it there. Drive those pretty cars, drive it there.
They need more of those there. They need more money in Africa.
Life in Africa is good. And I am just an individual. If everyone think like me, then everything will be right. Because farming would be simple. Employment would be easy. Carpenters, oh gosh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Skills.
Yeah.
All those people are here. Radio stations. All those people are here. The greatest inventors in the world are black men.
I've never hear that.
Yeah.
How
But you see, how many things the greatest, and I repeat, the greatest black man in the world, the greatest men in the world, in invention and all those stuff, are black men.
Like what?
Everything you could ever think of. And it's simple.
Right.
It's not everything you can go into the book and see and in the store. No. Certain information doesn't come like that. You have to know people, special people who are part of certain things.
Right.
Because in every organization there always be someone that they kicked out and that person knows something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So remember, you know, Jackie Robinson is the greatest baseball player. And they give the game to a white man.
Right.
A lawnmower was invented by a black man. The stoplight was invented by a black man.
Right. You never know that.
Okay. But we could go on and on, you know. So when I say this, no hard feelings, no prejudice. In I art, I love every nation.
Right.
But we will forgive, but we won't forget.
For real.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's just where we keep it.
Yeah.
But I in earth, as black man, very great, man. Very great.
Walk like a king.
You check this. Ethiopia. It's not even an African name. It's an English name.
Right.
When the white man came to Ethiopia, they call it Ethiopia because they say when they go there, the sun, it burned them so much that they say, hey, when they look at our skin like this and see this, look, they say land of the burned face.
Right. Is that what Ethiopia means?
Yeah, land of the burned face.
Right. What them called originally? Al-Kibulan?
Al-Kibulan. That's right.
Yeah.
So you know now that for them to say that where they are from, they haven't get much sun. Now, out of your people and my people, which one you think would be in the cave?
Well, you would say, you look at my skin, you'd say me. But in Australia, we get sun all year round. But
No, I'm not talking individually, you.
Yeah.
But as the story says, right?
Yeah.
The white man come to Africa and he sees us,
Yeah.
and he say the sun burns us while we look this way. That's why the word Ethiopia means land of the burned face.
Right.
That's what it means to him.
Right.
Now, they say we were from cave. Now, out of my people and your people, which one you think would be in a cave? Because a cave would be a cool place.
Yeah, it'd be white skin.
Yeah, your people. Right. So,
But you can't say your people because I don't have any people. I'm just one man trying
yeah,
to get under the Almighty Father.
I know. You're not responsible for slavery. Because it's not you, it's your foreparents
Yeah.
that would do that.
And not even my foreparents were brought to Australia on boats the same way as slaves, shackled and bound. The only
Yeah, but
difference
your
is
generation,
we were given our freedom.
that's just a part of that's just short part of your generation.
Yeah.
Your generation goes way back.
True.
Your generation goes back in weighing some wicked and hostile people, and it comes down as, you know.
But if you take it back all the way to the start, doesn't it start at the very same beginning? Like, if you take it back far enough, is not my grandma.
But there were many false kings in I nation, and they were cast out.
Right.
There were man who rebel against Django and do his own thing.
Right.
But then they were all cast out. You know. But I'm saying that your generation is far, way up.
Yeah.
You as this individual today, times are different now. That's why me and you are here right now talking. Yeah. So we know that. But all I'm saying is that for someone to be in a cave, they would be sunburned.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They couldn't be sunburned. So when they say these things, it's just the world trying to put down Africa. Remember, America, Holland, England fought the Germans, defeated Hitler. After the war, Mussolini planned to attack Ethiopia. When His Majesty go to America for arms, what America do? They embarked on him. Yet they were sending weapons to sell Italy. Going through the sea.
America's
He go to the Queen and ask the Queen for arms. The Queen give him guns without firing pins. And as Selassie live it within Zion and the earth, His Majesty used bees and fight the war. When Mussolini was in Italy, he was telling the people that Haile Selassie, oh, trash. When he see the manifestation of Haile Selassie, he go back to Italy and tell him that Haile Selassie is the creator. They saying he's mad. So you know what they do to him? They chop off his head, his foot, his hand. He was in pieces. Mussolini owned people. They kill him. There is no man greater than Haile Selassie on earth. Never. None after, none before. And in generations and philosophies and opinions and different religions, within the Hindus, you all these nations, no one is connected to the Bible on earth. Only that man. The Solomon dynasty can show you that. And that goes back to the Bible. Buddha ain't there. You know what I'm saying? The Indo-Arabic system, they ain't there. He's the only man. It's from the Bible. And remember, your Bible said with Ethiopia, this man was born there.
Same.
With Ethiopia, this man was born there. You know?
Right.
You go back and show the eyes of the eyesight establish this man. His man is to go all around the world, address all different nations, and all high leaders of the world have to meet with His Majesty. Haile Selassie.
Some Rastaman reason with talk about Jesus Christ as being the first coming, and Selassie as being Christ in his kingly character. What do you think about that idea?
I don't know nothing about Jesus.
Right.
I used to follow it up when I go into church. But choose a mythology. I don't really follow up on Jesus.
Right.
I'm very sorry about that still, but I can't give no information on Jesus.
Right.
I can't give you information on Jesus. You know? And if you're talking about Christ, there were many Christs.
How so? How when you say many Christs, what do you mean?
Many Christs. Christ is a savior. A leader who come to save his people.
Right.
Melchizedek was a Christ. You know?
Alright, well, before we wrap this up, is there anything else you want to talk about, or anything you'd like me to ask you?
Yeah, man. You ask the question, man.
Don't have too many more questions. I did want to ask, like, are there any, when you were coming up as an artist, were there any other artists that you looked, that gave you, influenced you, that you admired or anything?
Mentor there, man, because back in the early days I would have to listen to Supercat, I would have to listen to Tyan, I would have to listen to Michael Lickshot Palmer, I would have to listen to Lieutenant Stitchy, I would listen to Professor Nuts, Papa San, Consciously my main mentor is Bob Marley, Robert Nesta Marley,
Right.
Yeah, straight.
And he came from Trenchtown as the same as you, right?
Yeah.
Alright, well, is there any, just in a nutshell, a message to pass on to the Australian people? The people listening to your music down under, on the other side of the world?
This is to the world, and I will sing it in music. All I really want to see you and I in
unity, and for a better life. Let's not fight, let's not fight. All I really want to see, you and I in unity, and for a better life. Let's not fight, let's not fight. Human bondage, it's been so long, my friend. I know it's mentally they corrupt the minds of the youths with vanity. They place them all around. But I know, niggas no fair, him no fair. So all I really want to see, you and I in unity, and for a better life. Let's not fight, let's not fight.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Aye. And I say, the most time, Emperor Selassie the first. Jah! Rastafari, rules and reign in the heart of man. And I say, kill the wicked and slew the wicked. And I say, burn John Pope Paul. Yeah, man, because remember this. If John Pope Paul never do nothing wrong, why would he riding around in the town in this glass thing, frame all around him? He's afraid of his own people. Because he know that he's responsible for all those gays that have been in the Catholic all these years. And when Rastafari chant against these words, they try to hold us down. But remember, Peter touched like the chalice in Buckingham Palace. And the Queen of England have to respect that. So there's no man greater than the conquering lion. And remember, I saw Synod O'Connor burn up the picture of John Pope Paul. And up to now, they haven't given them a chance in the business. So it shows you that the world is protecting John Pope Paul. Because even if the white man go up against Pope Paul, they slew him, much as the black man. So they are protecting John Pope Paul. So remember, he's Satan today, as Selassie as the Almighty in this dispensation. John Pope Paul is the devil of this time. So John Pope Paul have to be conquered. I burn John Pope Paul, non-apologetic. I Selassie, guide and protect you. Rastafari.
Yes, sir. Give thanks, Norris Man. Thank
yeah, and I have to remember, it's for the eye,
yeah,
to see this light, and for come say Rastafari, the eye have to be born again. Blessed love.
Give thanks.
Yeah.
Let's start again, let's get levels.
Shut down Babylon. Oh, Jesse, you come to kill them all. Shut down Babylon. Burn into the ground. Shut down Babylon. No more a hero. Shut down Babylon. Burning worlds out. And remember, this is Norris Man, on PBS FM. Tune into Jesse I chanting down Babylon. Red. Ah.
We try one more just to make sure it's all.
Alright. Okay. Yeah. I'll be coming to Australia, and remember, I'll be chanting down Babylon with Jesse I and PBS FM. Look, the Rastaman now come the way, yeah. Runway, Babylon runway, yeah. Look, the Rastaman now come the way, yeah. Runway, Babylon runway. Yeah, I'm Norris Man, tuning onto PBS FM. Kick it way.
Give thanks.
What's chanting on Babylon?
Yeah, that's the name of the radio show.
Oh, yeah. They are. Oh, yeah. I want them, man. Watch out. Them never want see we strive. So them set all bad road in our life. Oh, yeah. Them never want see we strive. So them set all bad road in our life.
Norris Man, speaking to me there outside of Digital B recording studio in Kingston back in July 2002. That's it for this episode. Thanks as always to the Patreon supporters who help keep this thing going. The Don Armageddon Time, the Real General Empress Ivory, me Idrin Tom Tanaki, and me Chargy DJ Pablito. Respect and manners. Thank you for listening. Eyes as every time.
Right! righteousness go the face of the earth, man, Empire Selassie is the Almighty. Well, I don't know, say the chant down Babylon sound, you know me I say, yeah, and Babylon must burn. Yeah, Jesse I, Ras Crucial. Yeah, Melbourne, Stacey, you know me I say, yeah, man, this is Norris Man, licking you right, live, kicking you, yeah, you know me I say, yeah, punching you, yeah, jump and sound. Burning red. All the righteousness will prevail, and I know they gonna quell it. What the chant down sound says. I tell you, look there, chant down there, come there, oh yeah, run away, jump and just run away, yeah.